Welcome back to the channel, or hi if you're new here. I'm Elise, and today we're going to be learning how to crochet these super cute and easy bear coasters. This is a beginner-friendly project, and I will be working through all of the stitches with you as we use them. All you're going to need to get started on your coasters is some worsted weight for acrylic or cotton yarn, a 4.5mm hook, and a pair of scissors, and we can go ahead and get started. Okay, to get started on our coaster, we need to make a slip knot. To make a slip knot, we're going to wrap the yarn around two of our fingers and across, just like this. Then I'm going to pinch that yarn tail with my thumb so it doesn't come undone. And I'm taking my pointer finger on my opposite hand and I'm going to put that under that first strand of yarn and over the second. Then I'm just going to flip that second strand of yarn up and pull it tight. Let's do that one more time. I'm wrapping the yarn around two of my fingers and across, just like this. And I'm pinching that yarn tail with my thumb. Then taking my pointer finger on my right hand, I'm putting that under that first strand of yarn and over the second. Then I'm flipping that second strand of yarn up and pulling it tight to make my slip knot. Now we can go ahead and put our hook into the slip knot and pull it tight and get started on the chain. We're going to go ahead and chain 3. To make a chain, we're going to yarn over and just pull that directly through that loop on the hook. Again, yarn over and pull that directly through the loop on the hook. And one more time, yarn over and pull that directly through the loop on the hook. Okay, so now we can go ahead and get started on round 1. And for round 1, we're going to place 10 half double crochets into this very first chain that we made. And to make a half double crochet, we're going to yarn over and put our hook into that first chain, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops on the hook. One more time, let's yarn over. We're putting our hook back into that chain that we just made our last stitch into. Yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops on the hook, and you've made your second half double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and make 8 more half double crochets into this same chain so that we have 10 in total. So go ahead and do that and I will meet you back here. Okay, so I have all 10 of my half double crochets into that chain. And you can see it's made a little hole here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this yarn tail at the back and we're just going to pull on that to tighten that hole up. Okay, and we can go ahead and cut that so it's not in the way. Okay, so to finish round 1, we need to make a slip stitch into the very first half double crochet that we made. Okay, so we're going to go into the top of that stitch, the very first half double crochet, yarn over, and pull that directly through the loop on our hook to make a slip stitch. Okay, so you are done with round 1. Let's go ahead and get started on round 2. Okay, to get started on round 2, we're going to chain 1. This will not count as a stitch. And for round 2, we're going to place 2 half double crochets into the top of every single stitch for the entire round. Okay, so I'm going to place my very first half double crochet into this first stitch here. And I'm going to make 1 more half double crochet into that same stitch. So you can see that I've made 2 half double crochets both into that stitch. Going into the next stitch, and I'm going to place 2 half double crochets both into that next stitch. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and repeat that, placing 2 half double crochets into every stitch for the entire round, and you should end round 2 with 20 half double crochets in total. Okay, I have my 20 half double crochets, And this here is the slip stitch we made at the end of the last round, so we don't need to worry about working into that stitch. And we're going to end round 2 again by making a slip stitch into the very first half double crochet that we made. So go into the top of that first half double crochet, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then I'm pulling that directly through that loop on my hook to make my slip stitch. For round 3, we're going to chain 1, and then I'm going to place 2 half double crochets both into that very first stitch. And then I'm going to place 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. Just like that. So we have 2 half double crochets into the first stitch and 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. So we're going to repeat that all the way around, making 2 half double crochets into the next stitch and then 1 half double crochet into the following stitch. So I'm making 2 half double crochets and then 1 half double crochet into the next stitch and then 2 half double crochets into the following stitch and 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so go ahead and repeat that all the way around, making 2 half double crochets and then 1, and then 2 half double crochets and then 1, and you should end round 3 with 30 half double crochets in total. Okay, I'm at the end of round 3 and I have my 30 half double crochets, and we're going to make our slip stitch into the very first half double crochet that we made, just like that. And we're going to get started on round 4. For round 4, we're going to chain 1, and I'm placing 2 half double crochets into that first stitch, just like that. Okay, so I'm making 1 half double crochet into the next stitch and 1 half double crochet into the following stitch. So I have 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 half double crochet and 1 half double crochet. Okay, so we're going to repeat that for the entire round, making an increase by placing 2 half double crochets into the first stitch and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So I'm placing 2 half double crochets into the next stitch and then 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So go ahead and repeat that for the entire round, and you should end round 4 with 40 half double crochets in total. Okay, I'm at the end of round 4 and I have my 40 half double crochets, and I'm making my slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet that I made. Okay, so we have finished the main part of our coaster. Now we're going to make the ears for our bear. Okay, so to get started on the ears, we're going to be skipping over this first stitch here, and we're going to place 5 double crochets into this next stitch. Okay, so we're not going to chain 1, and to make a double crochet, we're going to yarn over. I'm skipping the first stitch and going into this next stitch. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop so that I have 3 loops on my hook. Then I'm yarning over and I'm only pulling through 2 of those loops. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops, and I have made my first double crochet. So we need 4 more double crochets all into this stitch here. So let's yarn over, put our hook back into that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 more double crochets all into that same space. Okay, and it should look like this. Okay, next I'm going to skip over this next stitch, and I'm going to make a slip stitch into the following stitch. So I'm going to skip over this one, and I'm putting my hook into the next stitch, and I'm going to yarn over and pull that directly through the loop on my hook to make my slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make 1 slip stitch into each of the next 4 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to make our next ear. Okay, to make our next ear, we're going to skip over this stitch here. And we're going to place all 5 double crochets, just like we did for the first ear, into that next stitch. So go ahead and skip over that stitch and make 5 double crochets into the following stitch. And again, I'm skipping over this next stitch and I'm going to make a slip stitch into the following stitch. So I'm skipping over this one and I'm making my slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, and I'm going to make one more slip stitch into the next stitch and I'm going to chain 1. And I can go ahead and cut my yarn. And then I'm going to pull that yarn up through the chain that I made and pull it tight. And you can go ahead and weave that yarn tail in and trim it. Okay, you are all done with your new coaster and it is ready to use. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already and let me know in the comments how your coaster came out, and I will see you in the next video.